guys, it's the Friction here, Tiger Tank 12, however you call me, I don't really care. Welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we're going to be playing the Conway. This tank is pretty damn crazy. The first game I had in it, I ran completely out of ammo. You can see I have quite a bit of gold shells loaded in on this tank, but we don't really need that many. What we really need is enough AP shells, because this thing is able to pen basically almost anything at tier 10 and tier 9. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the FV4005, the derp gun, since I already have the FV215B 183. It's not the first one that I'll have to unlock, but still, it's always nice to have another tier 10 that's maybe even faster, but has been nerfed a little bit. But still, I'm looking forward to it. And we're just going to, put some stuff on it, make it look a bit nicer, and we're also going to put it on another emblem. Because I think that we should probably put on another emblem. What is a British animal? A raptor. A raptor is very British. Let's put a raptor on top of it. That looks kind of neat, to be fair. So yeah, we're going to be playing a game in the FV4004, and we're also going to be talking about a topic that I have decided to pick out for today. It's a topic that I have wanted to talk about for a while now. And it's a topic of, oh no, we just lost a game. Don't see that. I only win games. We're not supposed to see my losses. Yeah, the topic today is the way that World of Tanks is currently developing, or the direction that it's currently heading, especially in regards to the newer player base. The last 2 years at least, I've noticed a certain trend. Maybe not just the last 2 years, but probably the last 5 years. In the year 2015-16, the game had reached kind of its peak. I remember that the most players ever played in the year 2016, I think, and the growth period after that was just not very much around. Probably a lot of different factors have made people that played this game for a very long time just decided to hand in the towel and just leave. And to be fair, understandable in certain regards, because some changes have not been very good for this game. The changes for certain, the development and the release of certain tier 10 vehicles that absolutely are completely broken and have just completely shifted the meta over to complete gold spam, because you are not able to pen them with standard shells. And the hull down meta has been a problem for this game for a while now. But in 2016, 2015 at the end, I remember that people were kind of, happy with the game, and they were still just daddling around, playing their tanks, enjoying their time on the battlefield with all the certain tanks and the new tank lines that were coming in. I think 2016-15, that was when the Japanese heavy tanks came in, and that's where the real first problem kind of started. Unfortunately, we just missed the RU-251 right there. Look at that reload time, 6.4 seconds for a 120mm gun. That's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, when the Japanese heavy tanks came in, they were atrocious. They did not work very well. They were slow, sluggish, easy targets, easy to pick off, and they had a 130mm gun, I think, that nobody cared about, because there were other tanks around that just were better. For example, the tank destroyers. For example, the Mouse had better armor. The E100 was all around just a better vehicle. I have to help this artillery. Turns out this artillery is AFK right there. I don't know what this batch at 12T is doing. It's a bit weird. He decided to stay around there and die to my fire, and our M40-43 unfortunately is AFK. But yeah, when they introduced those tanks, their balancing department was doing, once again, a pretty horrible job. Nobody wanted to play Japanese heavy tanks. They were kind of a waste of space. Then they decided to actually buff them. And buff them they did. The armor was impenetrable with standard shells. Still is up to this day. You cannot really pen those tanks if you do not have a very high caliber gun. If you are not a certain kind of tier, you have a very, very bad time going up against Japanese heavy tanks. They also gave them derp guns that vehicles such as the KB2 had. Derp gun, but at tier 9 and tier 10. And the interesting part, that combined together with the incredible armor that these vehicles did have, ended up giving the vehicle an incredible kind of position where it was just super toxic to play against, because it just had very, very good armor. It had a gun that hit for about 600, 700 damage per shot with the premium shell. And all in all, it was just not a very pleasant experience if you were on the receiving end. So people were upset. At the same time, Wargaming decided to release their very first super overpowered premium tank, which was the Defender. The Defender, basically, when they released that at tier 8, it was a tier 9 or even a tier 10 hull that was supposed to go up against some tier 8 vehicles. Back then, I remember that certain tier 8s, especially the medium tanks, their pen was not very good. They didn't get any incredible increases in pen values, I think. And yeah, the community was very upset, and they're deservedly so. Deservedly so. But they kept on going down the track with these premium tanks because they noticed that it was a quick buck to make. And if you have stuck around for long enough, you'll notice that Wargaming have kept on going with this trend. This trend being selling premium tanks that everybody wants to have or own for ludicrous amounts of money. And now with the loot boxes. That's something that they've been doing for a while now, and it has been working pretty damn nicely for them. And the people are buying them, yes. But what has happened also is that the player base is dwindling, especially the new players that will or would have come in at a certain stage are not coming in anymore, because people are sick and tired of playing this game, or the ones that you get into this game get absolutely annihilated by players that play certain tanks at lower tiers that are just way too good, certain premium tanks at lower tiers that should not have been available in the game for, you know, any kind of reasons, and just frustrated players that are completely frustrated with the system of how this game works. And it's a very interesting kind of scenario, because they are currently, World of Tanks is facing like the thing that they have to decide if they want to get new players in, or, you know, if they are ready to move on from there and see if they can get the absolute maximum out of the players that are still here. And I think we have just passed that kind of line. I think we have passed the line where I think this company now just wants to get the most money out of this game possible and not really care about existing players or new players or getting any kind of new stuff into this game, because the amount of updates with content that have been introduced has decreased. Obviously, at a certain amount or certain time, you cannot add more vehicles because you just have kind of achieved the maximum amounts of vehicles that you can have. But then at the same time, like, it has been replaced, new content has been replaced by new premiums. And Wargaming are seeing that as new content, but you have to pay for it, right? So it's a bit of a problematic thing. He's still alive though, but we're going to be able to get him right now. Who just killed him? The Lorraine 42. And the entire thing has a very bitter aftertaste in your mouth, because you can see that they don't really care about acquiring new players anymore into the game. And if a game has, a free-to-play game has entered that kind of stage, you know that it's probably not going to be too long until it will kind of die and, you know, dissipate into a kind of place where you do not want it to go. Because, you know, maybe they think they don't have to add any more content, that they're kind of done with it now, they move on to other projects, but it will still be going on in the background. So it's a bit of an uncomfortable situation that we are currently in, because if I have to be honest, Wargaming have failed in their way of getting new players into the game, getting the players interested into this game, you know, making it into an economy that is fair for the new players, that is giving them the incentive to keep on playing, and that's something that they have completely failed to deliver. And unfortunately, that's just the way it currently is with this game. Okay, we have to kill the gorilla. Kill this guy right now, because if we do not kill him, we're gonna have a 2-on-3 situation, but they're both tier 10s. Obviously I didn't hit him. But he did fire high explosives, so nice, good job. Luckily for me, we do survive that encounter. For the E100 though, I'm going to be loading gold, because I'm not going to be bumbling around with an E100 that is fairly competent, as you can see. 3 kills on his part. He's dominated the city part. But we do have binos on this tank, so we should be able to see him. Okay, what would I be doing in an E100 in this scenario? Probably sit back at base and hope that nobody can get around behind me. Should have better camouflage values than he does, so. Let me get into this position, equip my binoculars, and just see what we can do right here. But it's a bit sad, because you can see that Wargaming have given up on that way. The new players that they're trying to acquire are just not coming in, because Wargaming are not willing to give up on certain things that they really like, that is making a lot of money. Unfortunately, the Scorpion just did what he should not have done. Just did a oopsie, because he just drove right in front of the E100. That E100 is a smart player. That is a very good player right there. That's exactly where I would have been going if I had the opportunity to go into the city. He's trying to justify himself. I'm not going to get into a debate in this stage of the game. But we have 4 minutes, so I'll have to keep an eye out on the timer. I'm also a potential one-shot for the E100 with, if he's using the 150mm gun. Does not seem to be the case. There's a kind of an awkward scenario at the moment, because I know that the E100 is just waiting for me to pop up as well, just like the Scorpion G. I think he's going to be happy with a draw. I'm not going to be happy with a draw though. There's also this tree that has been felled. That tree is the problem. The tree right there is blocking the view. Question is always, is drawing better than losing? I think it's not. I'm gonna see if I can move. I just have to play now. I only have 2 minutes, and yeah, that's what I thought. Does not want to lose this game. Like that. I like a player that is very decisive, does not want to lose in a way like this. He does not want to draw it out, sit in the back, wants to cap it out, which is kind of ridiculous to say from my point of view, because I was just sitting there in my tank destroyer. But now I have to grab the incentive and see if I can spot that lad. Oh yeah, I think I know where he's going to be sitting. Because that's where I would go if I were at 100. Probably sitting at that corner. And here we go. There we go. He's in an awkward situation now. No, my rate of fire is not going to allow me to kill him. Oh no, the Z100. It's just going to wait around the corner there now. He's not a bad player. He's smart. He is smart that he just didn't just stay around there. But he actually decided to move over, so I have to move in again. Oh no, now he sees me. Come on, this is going to be game-winning shot. Obviously it's going to go right into the ground or into his cheek. It's a draw. Couldn't pen him with premium APCR. 326mm is not strong enough to go through the cheek of an E100. Ah, unfortunate. He played it really well. That was a very good play by the E100. Very, very good play. Very, very good play, definitely. 7k damage. That is a good player right there. Very, very nicely played out. We should have been maybe more active. Maybe I should have gone on the cap. Maybe I should have drawn him out. But then it would have been an awkward situation. You could see that the rate of fire that we had was really good. But unfortunately, at the end, the DPM is really high. But the alpha was missing out. And I was not able to kill him in the end. Because he was just able to get behind that wall. And I didn't really want to risk it at the end. Because I only had like 200 HP left. He did use the 128mm gun, so he was loaded, I think, at the end, but he wasn't really fully aimed in. And then it was just about 2 seconds, and I took my shot, tried. High explosive probably didn't work either way. That was a good game. Yeah, that was a good game. So yeah, you gotta acknowledge a good play, a good way. It was a draw in the end. The best kind of result for both of us, at least. But I think he would have probably deserved the win, to be fair. 7,000 damage, getting a draw, that's a bit of underwhelming. Because if the gorilla would have hit me with an AP shell, we would have been done for, certainly. So yeah, let's wrap this up. I think that Wargaming they have given up on new players, and they're currently just looking for ways to maximize their profits on this game. And I think they haven't really heard any of our problems. I think they didn't really care about a lot of our issues. I think they didn't really acknowledge all of them, and that's one of the reasons why people just kind of got alienated with this game, and they just don't really feel like they belong in this game anymore. Especially if you're a new player, I cannot imagine what the grind would be as a new player, because you're just going to be down on the ground trying several things, and people are just shitting all over you. It takes forever to rank up. There are so many options. You don't really know how to play these tanks. Some tanks are super bad, some tanks are super good. You have to figure it out all on your own. And there is probably just not a lot of incentive for you to give this game a lot of time. But I think we'll have to see. Currently, at the moment, I'm a bit in a negative mood about this game. I think it's going downhill a bit. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this game. What do you think? Do you think World of Tanks is going on the right path, or is this game slowly but surely winding down and going down the path of not being very good? As always, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.